Is there a colour thing
Is
about
it?
there? Is there,
I'm asking you.
is there underbelly colour thing?
Yes, people, welcome back to Cass Central, another episode where we're going to be talking about our live show about Man United news. And before we get into all of that, can I say that this drama and this window of what's going to occur in the next week or two is going to be absolutely violent. I must say, what I mean by violent is when Wirtz rejects Liverpool for Bayern Munich, it's going to hit like crack. Yeah? And I'm going to clip Monts up. And I'm going to love it. I think I deserve it. Second of all, when we absolutely F up Tottenham on Wednesday, and then we beat Arsenal to go get Gyokeres, it's gonna be violent. Yeah, violent. Yeah, don't worry, Nick's a Liverpool fan, but I'm gonna make sure he clips up everything accordingly. Yeah, but it might backfire. Anyways, let's get serious. Cunha is nothing but done and dusted. Yeah, it's about time. I don't even know why I'm happy. Yeah, but the fact of the day is that my club, regardless of the situation, is signing for my club as soon as the season ends. And we're going to get the here we go soon. And I'm going to smile like a nervous pervert. Yeah, all throughout. That's what it does. It's like adding Ajinomoto MSG to your fried rice. Yeah, it's just extra sauce. Yeah, we got more than that as well. We got more Ederson talks from Alfredo Pedula again with another update scheduled allegedly around the 21st of May. So within the next couple of days over the weekend, maybe on a Monday, we'll see there. Matteo Moretto come out about an hour ago about Frattesi being an option. United are monitoring Frattesi. I don't see how he moves, but I'm a big fan of his. I think he definitely's got something to add potentially, but I think he's just an option. We'll talk about that. Then there's the fight with Arsenal for Gyokeres and Mbuemo and the rest of the crews who of teams like Newcastle who want to get Mbuemo. And then there's this race for Turkey. There's a race for Turkey. And you know what? There's even a Mastantuano update. Crazy. I couldn't even fit it all into the title. I should just wrote Man United transfer news and just be done with it. How about that? Anyways, smash the likes, get your questions in. You might like this format. You might see me talk a lot of rubbish, but a lot of sense at the same time. Maybe because I don't have to act like a damn host. I can be me. Yeah? But anyways, did someone just call me a sausage? That's crazy. Luke says this is exciting. Just win the final. Oh, wait. Just win. Oh, you're a United fan. I'll big up yourself, man. Big up BSB for the raid as well. Alemia, finally, you found my channel. Thank you. Aren't guys tired of mocking clubs when the player refuses to join a club? All those players who rejected Liverpool won F4. Aren't you guys mocking? No, but I'm never tired. It must go on. Mastan Tawano, absolutely. LFC Monster says, now go get a Can you imagine? I'll be shameless. Hit the likes on the way in as well, man. Please. It does wonders. Some of you this might not be of your ilk. This might not be of your interest. Man United news is like, oh, Man United, yuck. But I'm just here to be a little bit different. I don't know what likes we're on. We're on like 23, and there's like nearly 200 of you in here. But let's talk about anyways. It's come out from Sky Sports. Let's get the main source out there. Not even Fabrizio. I think Fabrizio's ahead of the curve with this one. I'm not really surprised. But he's not ahead of the curve with everything. But solely based off of this transfer anyways, I feel like we all knew that it was going to get done. But if you're a United fan, they did try to scare us. And I'm not going to lie. I did think, hold on. Is he waiting to see if or what competition United may be in? And I did have a few reservations thinking, oh, there could be a hijack here because, you know, you got Liverpool making moves. You got Arsenal trying to do stuff a little bit early. Zubimendi, whether it was done in January or now, it does not really matter. And I'm just thinking, obviously, with United's situation, being a lot of it's up in the air at the moment, I thought there might have been a potential hijack. I'll be honest. Let's not lie to ourselves. I think we all had a little bit of something but thinking that was going to happen. But I'm just glad that apparently he's over the line. But it's not exactly over the line until he's put pen to paper. Cunha transforms our attack tenfold, by the way. Tenfold. So I don't have to deal with scrubs. I have to watch and gas up Garnacho or something like that. And I'll hear that from a fan base that likes him. I just don't understand how you do. But it's about time that man is defeated. Yeah. And we put someone of quality, of his speciality, well, in terms of just finishing lately or making situations in Cunha. Cunha going for what? 50, what is it? 60 million? What we're going to pay for him? I heard it's going to be around what? 64 million, something like that. But it's a good buy, isn't it? I'm getting giddy because I've got nothing. We've got nothing. If you support Manchester United, right, I look at you getting giddy for it. Exactly. But I have to. Because if you don't get giddy, then when can you? We've had the same. We've had the exact. Alice, just put us both on. I tell my cousin, yeah, relax. I'm over here. Tell her to relax, yeah. I didn't even know she was going live. Otherwise, I wouldn't have went live. I would have waited and just say, you know what, do your thing, and then I'll go afterwards. Don't worry. I don't want to collide. But long story short, not the point. It's been a long time coming for some of you, obviously United, to do something that's actually correct. Getting Cunha was a must. With the manager or not the manager, whether you agree or you disagree, right? If you think about his attitude and you think it's a problem, I think you got another thing coming. This guy's finally coming to a big club. He's going to have to act correct. He was already at a big club in Madrid. Didn't go as planned, but with us, he can be the main man. And being the main man at United is, what's going to come after that. You're going to have all your riches. You're going to have all the spotlight. It's just depending on how you handle it and how heavy the shirt's going to be when we are relied upon. We do seem to like scapegoat players a lot, but with someone like him, with the majinky that he possesses, right, I have no doubts in mind that he won't be nothing bar a success anyways, depending on who we get. It's nice to know that United are also looking at another 10, and that's actually confirmed. How long has it been before we always get... what, United, it's been ages, right, where you go get one player, yeah, you need him. You need that player, right? And I'm talking a good few years ago, where you, let's say, going to buy Pogba, that was great. But then you go and get Matic. But it's like, who's Matic's successor? You need like 2 or 3 pieces of this whole recipe, right? To make sure that it smells nice and it tastes amazing. But we just do this thing all the time where you get one and then you wait like 3 years to put something next to that. And it's so annoying. So that's why it's refreshing. And it's nice to get giddy with it, because we're looking at strikers. There's, again, I'm making observations that there might even be 2 strikers. Well, we'll see after Wednesday. And obviously there's an 8 being in question, and then there's another 10 and whatever else there is. It's getting to that time, and it's nice. I love it. It's a good start, at least positive. When all the negative ones that want to, I don't really blame a lot of United fans that don't want Amorim, but it's just, can we just stop talking about the manager for once and thinking about what we got going on in our squad? Because our squad sucks. Who cares what the manager is right now? We just need a good squad. It's simple, and as simple as that. Nice to see personal terms is done. I'm quite interested in what that might be. Not that we should even care. And why I'm going to say this as well, is don't get me wrong, 300 grand's a lot of money in life, 250 grand's a lot of money in life per week, and you should be held responsible if you're the main go-getter. But even when like Wayne Rooney's on 200 grand or whoever else that's not really winning on a set amount of money, like, since when have we become accountants? Since when have we become accountants of all of this? Do you know what I mean? Like, why are we watching someone else's pocket? I mean, don't get me wrong. You can say, oh, he's earning 300, 200, whatever grand. Yeah, no, it's not pre-recorded, Saeed. I'm doing this. As you can see, I'm bringing up your comments. But, you can hold them accountable. You're the highest paid player at the club. You must do better. But, we do this little thing. You do this little thing where we twist, even if it's like extra 10, 20 grand, we start getting the arsehole over it. I know Man United is in a position where we probably have to pocket watch a little bit. Ineos have done that. But whether Cunha's on 200 grand or 150 grand, I couldn't give an absolute shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, for me, if you've got Garnachos and everything going out the window, and we've already dropped the wage bill considerably, I think he's going to be worth every penny. I just don't know what it's going to be, but I'll be interested. because it will go to show a lot of what kind of status Cunha is going to have on the team. I think wages does define your status of how in your space. Because remember, it's an in your signing of how much he's going to be the important figure in United's team. That's it. Cass is a hologram, new tech, absolutely. Let me know what you think about the Cunha signing. Anyways, it'll be interesting to see if someone's got maybe a different view to mine. And obviously, if you lot want to challenge as well with a question, go for it. Or even any other random questions. I do these lives quite frequently, at least throughout the week. You know, it's getting to the transfer season as well, so I'm gonna have to be doing double the amount. You probably saw, look, alone today, there's about 4, 5, 6 different Man United things. I didn't go live earlier, but now I'm thinking like, oh shit, maybe I should have split up into 2 lives. A little bit like what Alice did, you know? Yeah, right now, no, he's not on 90 grand a week. I think he signed a new contract with Wolves for about 150 for those few short months. So it'll be, I can't really see him taking anything less than that. Plus 200k, how much actually got to him since tax is a thing? Like, I don't know. To be fair, it's not about how much they pocket. It's about the money they are taking from another superstar if they're not performing. Ooh, I like that line, Solomon. Love that. And big up to you as well, man. Wages matter when we can't move players because of it. Could be a thing. We need to sell Malacia. We need buyers. I mean, he's going to be cheap, isn't he? He's going to. I heard PSV doesn't want to take him either. United only paid 12 million for him, so that goes to show when you do buy, you know, these players that are not like your 10, 12 millions, moving them on, even if you lose out on 4 million, you don't really care. I don't care. It's just that's why it's low risk, low reward type players. Thoughts on Cunha fighting random fans on social media? I mean, go for it. Show your personality. See, I think if you're going to be a success at United, especially if it's you're arguing with your own fan base, right? Is my whole thing is you've got to act accordingly. Of course, you've got to act accordingly. Because you're not going to go down well in a fan base or top reds or even top. Let's not even call them top reds, right? We call top reds match going fans more time. Maybe you can call me one then. But even the online fan base, if you are arguing with someone on social media, then it's not going to go down well, obviously. But at the same time, what's wrong with a player buying back? You know, you want to buy it back sometimes. You want to know that a player's got a bit about them. You know, they're not going to, you know, stoop down to a certain level. But I've got no quarrels about Cunha, you know, defending himself, or even with the whole thing with the coach, you know, allegedly talking about his family and went a bit too far, and then he wanted to punch him up, got sent off, didn't play for a few games. I mean, I don't think that's going to happen at United. You know, you got to act correct. Don't get me wrong, as a professional, but I love players with personality. A little bit of ego goes a long way as well. Cunha's a good player, but let's not go crazy. He's a nice piece of a large puzzle, but needle mover on his own. Yeah, of course, but I'm going to talk about him as if he is, you know, like he's everything right now. Because when you buy one player, in my mind, and I know this because if you play for your own teams on a Sunday or a Saturday or even midweek, right? If you've got one player there that you know that's going to ball out, you always ask your team, right? You always ask, oh, is so-and-so coming today? So in the same breath, if you got Cunha, and I know what you mean, he's a large puzzle, not a needle mover on his own. I mean, for Wolves, he kind of was, but we're not Wolves. But it just goes to show, like, a lot of the other things, a lot of other pieces. Oh, you couldn't just play. I want to play. You know, oh, Bruno's there. I want to play. That's what I look at it in a nutshell, anyways. Is Cunha good in defending? We'll see. I don't really care. I'm going to be honest, Lumen. I couldn't give a shit if he's good at defending. We owe the Premier League goals. We haven't even scored more than 50 Premier League goals at the moment. It's not about defending for me right now. It's about doing what matters, and is scoring goals. Cass, in a nutshell, by the way, my thing is this, and on that notice, you're an absolute waste, man. You love doing this to me, innit? I see someone do this before as well. Where is this? On a Cass is not that one. Where is it? What did you just say there as well? Someone said it. What she said that Alice is winning. Monster. There's been some great new content creators. Alice and TM Talks Football. Who's that? I don't know who that is. Nick's great, by the way. I must admit. Who's TM Talks Football? Is that someone I need to notice? Can someone let me know who's that? I'm telling you, yeah. You lot are bastards. You lot are bastards. No, I can't even see that. Who's TM Talks Football? I'm trying to think. You lot let me know on that part. But yeah, I'm excited for Cunha. I'm definitely excited. And I think he's excited to come. He's a Man United fan as well, which helps. Don't think it matters too much in the football world. But small, you know, I think he's going to be gassed. He's going to be a fan playing for, obviously, his boyhood club. I think for the next couple of years, we're going to see a very good player that's going to be in a side that's going to hopefully do what they need to do. Because we don't want to be seeing. I don't think he's going to accept sitting in 8th. Let's be real, let alone 16th. So it'll be interesting there. But to add to the puzzle, you know, there's more Ederson talks, and there's actually Frattesi as well. And we haven't spoken to Frattesi, but I haven't got my mind made up on him. You know, he's someone that can play 8 or 10. He's very nippy. You know, I'm pretty sure he's the guy that scored the winning goal against Barcelona. So just to go through to the final. So on that note, he's definitely got a profile there, but I don't know if he's the profile that United should be looking at. I mean, he's tidy. He's definitely tidy. I'll take him. I don't know how much he'd cost, but you know, when it comes to Italians in the Italian league, like moving them out of that scenario for me, especially when they're just about to, more than likely, in my opinion, end up winning the Champions League. I don't think it's going to be a good move in it. It's a total different culture shock. I mean, Tonali worked out, but Tonali's very robust. He's very strong, very mobile at that anyways. And he would suit, obviously, the physicals of the Premier League. I don't know if Frattesi does that for me. And I know he's just an option. I'm just hoping he's not the extra option. If it's like, okay, Cunha fails, then we're looking at Frattesi in the 8. Very progressive player, don't get me wrong, or someone that can go high and play in one of those 10 spots. I wouldn't be looking at him as the being an end all. He looks like a squad player for me. He looks like what's that? Cass swept one out. What does that even mean? Anyways, I just don't think he's going to be the greatest player that United's ever played. I mean, ever bought. I don't really want him. If you're going to look at someone that Inter Milan, I feel like out of that whole midfield, it's Barella or nothing. We're not going to get Barella. Barella's a baller. Imagine United trying to get Barella right now. It's just not happening. He's the only one that I feel that can make the big difference. Going for Frattesi, there's so many better centre mids out there for me, innit? He's so many better centre mids. I wouldn't like that signing. Yeah, hopefully you can miss that one. But again, this whole Ederson thing, this needs to happen, man. Ederson's interesting. Yeah, Ederson's interesting. I don't know what you lot think of Ederson overall as what we got at the moment. Because when I think of Ederson, you think 8, right? I don't think as a number 6. I don't think he's going to be the best number 6, especially in the Prem. But I'm just thinking of pairings or pivots. Or even if you put him in a 4-3-3, it doesn't matter how you kind of like put the puzzle together. It's next season, Bruno's going to be our captain. I don't know if Bruno and Ederson really works. I feel like Ederson's going to do pretty much what Agate's tried to do this season, let alone Casemiro's tried to do this season, or whoever else has landed in the 6 in terms of Toby Collier. You're always ending up covering for that partner. Do you know what I mean? He's not a 6. For me, he's an 8. And now I don't want United to start misprofiling all of this, because if it was up to me, by the way, yeah, I say this now, yeah, Agate's definitely not the being an end-all star that United should crave. Maybe if you've got all these amazing attackers, but what's the likelihood that everyone's gonna succeed as a signing that we buy this summer, right? And then Agate will definitely be appreciated. He probably can play a lot of games. It will turn a lot of heads because there's quality in other areas where he can hide a little bit and hide those deficiencies, aka ball progression and obviously press resistance is a big thing, especially in the Prem. What Ederson doesn't lack in that is he is quite press resistant. And he's very progressive passer, so he's like a total opposite kind of package. But Ederson and Agate sounds good as a 2 in the pivot. It's very, it's very energetic, both decent ball carriers. Ederson's a fantastic ball carrier. But I'm thinking of it furthermore is it's not that strong. Is it just me, or does it not sound that physical? But would you take Martinez on a free transfer? Are you talking about Emi Martinez in a heartbeat? In a heartbeat. People keep smashing the like button, by the way. But does that not sound like not physical whatsoever? Even if you put Ederson with Bruno, for me, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. It sounds great. It could work, but it just doesn't work in my mind. I've watched Ederson quite a bit over the last few weeks as well. You know, Atalanta, he's been an amazing performer. You could see him against Roma, where Atalanta won. They shouldn't have won that game, to be fair, but he was definitely one of the top contenders to be a man in that match. But for me, he's like, I'd rather see, if you're going to go for the energetic, more powerful midfield and someone that's going to definitely cover loads of blades of grass, it has to be Toby Collier and Ederson. I don't see how, in certain games, you're going to need Bruno to break down the lower sides. Okay, cool. You're looking to dominate games. You don't need Toby Collier. You don't need Ederson on the same pitch. It makes no sense. You need someone that's going to pick out a pass or make a difference in front of goal. If you need it long range, Bruno sounds amazing. But in a big game, where you're looking to take the game to the other side and someone that's going to have to cover a lot of ground because, I don't know, Gravenberch or McAllister is running ragged. They might have Verts. They might have somebody else. We lack a lot. We're gonna lack on that PNP mark. And that's why I look at when it comes to United, we lack so much different characteristics. Some may call it even perks. But there's so much lacking that it just doesn't make any sense. I can't do another season where you have a free runner going for good players and good centre mids, and we still have a rubbish midfield. I don't want to see us getting run ragged against the top side. Why can't we ever bring the game to them and kill them off consistently? Right? Ederson's the perfect player for me. If you're going to play this way, he's perfect. He knows how to play in a 3-4-3. It's going to cost a good 60 million as well. All these players that we're getting linked with recently, whether it's Mbuemo, Ederson, Cunha, they're all costing 60 million. We can't buy all of them, right? So again, the price don't even make sense to me. But how can you say you will laugh at Toby? Toby Collins is a very good player in my eyes. You're not laughing now, but if the man stays fit, you're going to see what he brings. Because man is a clamp merchant. First phase, he's amazing. He just needs to progress the ball a little. It's suspect with the passing, I'm not going to lie, in terms of long range. But I don't mind it if you're press resistant and you're a physical specimen and you can do that up and that 8-6 up and down all game. I don't care. I think he's that guy. But you got to think of United, what United's got available right now. You got to do one of them pairings. If you think we're getting a 6 and an 8 this summer, guess again. I would love Angelo Steeler, but he's going to go Bayern Munich. He's going to go Bayern Munich. And Real Madrid are looking at him. Xabi Alonso likes him. What else has this come out right now? Yeah, whatever. Atletico Madrid are interested in David Frattesi. That sounds like such a Madrid signing. What's the difference between Collier and Agate? I'll tell you the difference. Collier's way more physical. Collier's faster. In first phase, he's much better. And he's definitely way more press resistant than Agate. That's the difference. I think Agate is more aggressive. He's had a lot more experience, obviously, which helps. But overall, I think Collier's just more suited. That's it. Sometimes going back to basics is what United needs to do. The fundamentals we've got seriously not on lock. Go back to the fundamentals. The players like Adam Wharton, we're not going to get him this summer. He's going to cost too much. He's in Europe with Palace, and he's got a long contract as well. We're not getting him. He's going to cost 100 million. You want these Angelo Steelers, but unfortunately, them sort of players, I don't think come around that very often. In my opinion, he's great, but Germans are going to stay in Germany more than likely, and it's going to be an easy deal as well. It doesn't have to relocate. With us right now, we need so much PNP in our team that I just don't believe that we can go for everything in one window. We don't have the money. We have to see what happens. The following season, if it means we go get an Adam Wharton and can move for an Adam Wharton and you've still got Ederson in the side, it makes total sense. Because that pivot sounds long-term and amazing. He's a must next summer. I just don't think we need to go and get everything right now or force it even. But with 2 10s and a brand new 8 that can do 6 or whatever, we should be competent enough. It's just obviously of choice. I just think Ederson right now, I don't feel like anybody else is chasing him. I know Manchester City are definitely interested. I've seen that Inter Milan might be interested as well, which might be a bit of an issue. It's just, whilst they're focused on Reinders and whilst we're focused on getting Cunhas and maybe a striker in the door, where does he rank up on a priority list? Like, we might lose out a lot in this race. It's just that I feel like right now, United need to act fast and he needs to be one of them that has to come through the door. Simple as that. Big up, by the way, Steve. Love to see you. 306, 342. Wow, did we just get raided? Did someone just raid us? I don't think anyone did. Oh, love everyone joining in anyways. Yeah, love that. I like Manu Kone. Everyone sees me on Saeed's channel, and no joke, I've been ranting for him for the last 2 years. He is serious food. He's serious. And he had a great game against Ederson, but Ederson did show him up. Oh, Alice rated. Loved that. Big up to my cousin, man. Big up to my cousin. If you haven't subscribed to Alice yet, make sure you subscribe to Alice. Always showing love, man. You know, when that's family right there. So, you know what I'm saying? So big up to everyone. I know we don't look that much like each other, but you know, if you want to do the racial stereotyping, oh, white, blonde, blue eyes, great. You basically just said Hitler's favorite combinations. So, but yeah, we should look at. I'm in agreement with you in this part. You know, there's this, but the only issue with this is we're going down the route of potential again, and right now United can't afford potential. You know, I heard about this Hayden Hackney. I've seen them a couple times. I'm not gonna be saying, oh, he's gonna be the next best thing from Middlesbrough. Chris Rigg is the one that I'm personally looking at mostly in that championship, but it's definitely, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely a market that we should be utilizing. This whole Tyler Dibbling thing's gone kind of short as well. And I do wonder what new price tag Southampton are going to have on this guy. I would love him. Sekou Kone, I think I'm not sure, but he looks like someone that we should take a chance on and look into pre-season. You know, a lot of these youngsters, we got a lot of talent in our academies, right? But Man United definitely have one of the better academies. Sekou Kone is a part of one of those, you know, academies that are much better and absolutely thriving. It looks a little bit too easy for him, but it'd be nice to see a lot of these, you know, young bloods, you could say, on pre-season tour and see what they're about and see who's ready and probably who's not. I just think, like, you know, the likes of Cheeto probably going to need a little bit more time, maybe in the academy. It seems a little bit easy again, but it might be nice to see a little bit of a loan. Jace Fitzgerald, what I like about Jace Fitzgerald is that he's one that I feel like is going under the radar with a lot of fans, and there's a loan with Dortmund potentially there. I heard that Ajax as well might be interested in the loan. That's the correct moves that United need to be making. It'll be good for his development. How many times over the years have we seen like a young player that's been linked away with a loan, but we somehow gatekeep them and they don't even play, aka Ten Hag, aka Ollie a little bit as well. Angel Gomez is there on a free, but I don't think we're looking at him. I'll be honest. Weirdly, I've seen him signing for PSG, but I think a move back to England might be on the cards for him. Could even be someone like Aston Villa. No, don't you dare talk about him like that. But yeah, moving on from the whole Ederson and the central midfield talks is the last part, which for me is the biggest surprise. My biggest surprise is the whole Gyokeres and Mbuemo stuff. Now, and there's obviously this Cherky race. I really want Cherky. I'm not gonna lie. I need him in my life, man. It sounds so suspect, but I need this man in our lives. When we talk about magic, old school type of 10s, oh my God, 20 million pounds as well, verbal agreement. It's a still, what can go wrong? When we talk about like these teams, you know, if United's successful, we're going to find teams play a different way against us. We're talking about low blocks, right? And then counter-attacking on us. Cherky's got good work rate. I must admit, you know, he surprised me on that part, because when I did look at him, maybe it's the opposition he was playing at the time, like Angers and whatnot. It looked like the work rate wasn't as there, but he suits a possession-based team. United, if you're going to look at Amorim and his statistics back at Sporting Lisbon, he had the highest rate of, obviously, I think it was 64 point something % in possession out of all the other teams in the league, right? I would like to think it would go around that route. Cherky is just that man. And I know we're looking at Mbuemo, and I've seen Arsenal looking at Mbuemo. That's how you say his name. I saw an interview. But if you're going to go spend 60 million on Ederson, potentially, by the way, or 55, and you're looking at Cunha, these expensive signings, right? Mastan Suwano is back on the agenda again for people, and led through reports, right? And again, something tells me that we should maybe take a chance on him. But how do you look at Mastan Suwano? I think he's 17 years of age, about 30 million. He's going to cost more. There's someone right there. He's been playing men's football for the last 2 years. He's just, or even longer than that, 3 years. I think about since 17, so a good 4 years even. He needs to be at this club. We lack magic. He is that, I'm telling you now, a lot of teams would not care, into AKA the Man Cities of the side and Liverpool's, right? Would not care if they missed out on Verts if it meant they got Cherky. He's made that much of an impression. You know, when it comes to Fabrizio, when he came out with a report today, or was it even yesterday? I might be wrong. He confirmed he's leaving. And then also Leon confirmed he's leaving today. And it's like Cherki's he said he's one of the players that would likely be moving to the Premier League. We must be in for this. We must. For me, he's a must. Oh, it actually angers me if we was not to go for him. You don't need to wait for sales with him. You go and get the guy straight away. And that's what kind of enraged me a little bit with a report saying, United are looking at another 10, but it all depends on sales as well and who goes out. And I'm thinking, no, please don't wait that long. Please don't wait that long. It's 20 million. Don't wait until another player goes so you can go and buy him. Go get him now. And that's what making me think that we're not actually in for him. And we're ready for this long-term battle with maybe Arsenal or Newcastle or whoever else it is for Mbuemo. I'm not going to be mad at Mbuemo. If I have Cunha and Mbuemo behind another striker of some sort, then amazing. I mean, I'm not going to complain at that. But it's that little bit of magic feel about Cherki that I just feel like whatever club he ends up at, he's got to make a mad impression. Ola ain't on a free. Who's that? What's this? What do you lot think about? If you lot had your choice, Mbuemo for 55 million, which I don't think we're going to have much of a choice if other teams are going to be in for him. Arsenal makes no sense because he won't start. But, bigger club, who knows, right? Mastan Sawano, who I don't believe a lot of us know about in depth, or Cherki, who you lot choosing? Let me check. Ruben Amorim's been working 14-hour days at Carrington training ground in recent weeks, arriving at 7 a.m. daily. Amorim has started to love the challenge of reviving United. And this is what, just a part of even that, like, I haven't spoken to the manager because there's too many streams talking about who's the right man for Manchester United, who's not the right man for Manchester United. He's going to be our demise. Look what he's done. Look at our position. See, I'm just not all for that at the moment. It's kind of boring. And I know we're winning this final regardless. I know. If you know, you know. But I'm just not against this manager, innit? And I like that he's got good work rate, and I'm glad he's excited at the challenge. But again, this squad needs so much work. I don't think it really matters, at that rate, who comes in the door. Breaking news, man does his job. I'm not being funny, but 14 hours of work per day for the last 2 weeks is not that's doing more than just your job. Yeah, of course he is. Definitely is. Cass, what are your thoughts on David Beckham urges Man United to back Ruben Amorim? I'm in agreement right now. I just don't subscribe to it. Sacking him right now. Where's the read the other one? What other one? Read the other one, Cass. What other one? Ruben Amorim was prepared to resign in January after a bad run of form, but got talked out of it by his associates. I'm gonna be honest. I think Mark Ogden's a shit journalist. And it's not because I don't like this news. I've outed him before. I don't think he's relevant in this journalist world anymore than like he used to be quite good. But how comes he knows this news but nobody else does? Right? Surely, because Mark Ogden's got the flipping, he's got the insiders. For me, it just sounds like he's got an opinion piece and he needs something to go out there. Because if you need to be if you're going to be regarded as a journalist these days, you have to put some sort of news out. When you're getting outworked by Ben Jacobs, who's had a mad remontada recently with French news as well, and the Saudi, I'm pretty sure you need to be getting your stocks up somehow, right? So what's the best way to get your stocks up? Let me just write a piece on Man United because click. Probably, it's going to get read, and I'm going to get probably a lot of replies and a lot of interaction. I'm sorry, but I'm not trying to hear it. ESPN are so far off of it, when it comes to news. I've seen so much rubbish. How about they flipping talk about what they said about with Osimhen and United? That's gone out the door, hasn't it? People just forget. I would love if there was someone out there that screenshots everything that each journal says and puts them into a folder. So when it comes down to it, you can crash on them. But you said ABC to flipping G, but now you got all that wrong, but now you want to talk about this. Why should we believe you? Now, Jamie Jackson's another one. Alex Crook is another one of them. It's just, I don't know how these men have careers. Maybe, you know what? How different are we? I come on a screen and I'll waffle to 300, 400 to 1,000, 1,500 people per day, maybe, right? On a live screen, and then it goes out to maybe a few extra thousands, whatever. How different am I to these journalists? Just waffling on screen and getting paid, basically, and just whatever, right? And giving your opinion. But yeah, we're the ones that get looked down upon, but it's like they need us to bring out their news so they can get more interaction. Make it make sense. I could be a journalist. Let me go get my card, official card saying I'm a journalist, and let me go make a website. And you know what? I might be like that Fisher Yes guy. How about that? I'll be like that Fisher Yes guy who's got a website, who makes up stories day after day, and he gets quoted somehow, even though he's the worst journalist in history. He's no different from that Indy Kayla guy. But yeah, fighting with Gyokeres anyways, let's go back to that conversation and Turkey and Mbuemo. I'm gonna be honest. If somehow Manchester United, obviously after winning Europa League, secure Gyokeres, right, over Arsenal, I will crash it on every single Arsenal fan I come across for days on end. Days on end. But, and in the same breath, why would he sign for us? I need you lot to convince me now, yeah? Why should Gyokeres sign for Manchester United? For his career, as it stands, why should he sign for us? I don't understand it. I'm trying to make work of it, right, in my mind. Because like you got all of this going for you. There's rumors obviously with spouts in Arsenal of who likes who and whatever. But right now, United are on a building block and we need the laps. Like we need Cunhas, we need all these other men, and lots of players. He's a guy that's turning 27, or he might be 27 right now. Yeah, you might have your old manager link. That's great. Yeah, great, amazing. But for your career, if you're around Gyokeres as it stands, you're probably telling him your best choice is Arsenal. Maybe Arsenal might not even make a bid. Maybe Man United might have already had a free run for him in ages. I know we were chasing him. Let's be honest with each other. He might just reject us. But the fact that he's stalling at the moment, and he's like, there's a waiting. It's like they're waiting for Man United to finish to see what they propose. Maybe it's just, is that the right thing in mind? Oh, I want to go to that club because they're in a Champions League. Didn't Amorim not come out and say he doesn't want players that only want us for a competition? They need someone that wants to wear the badge. Then you're not really sending out a great message. You're kind of being a hypocrite, no? What money do we have? I mean, if we get Champions League, I know we're going to have a good deal of money. I know Rashford's leaving, Antony's. I don't need to say it. You already know every player. It's the same names, right? But you would advise him to go to Arsenal for the better of his career. You can play with Saka. You can go play with Partey, Zubimendi. You can go play with, dare I say, Erdegaard, who's a scrub. That's his best deal right now. That's right now. If you're going to go and win a win, it's probably Arsenal in obviously short term. Long term, who knows? Who knows how it's going to shape up? But you're going under a decent manager. Let's be real. You're up there pretty much. You might be the missing piece. Sporting have a cup final. We'll find out after that game. Yeah, maybe. Understand that Al Hilal have a budget in the upcoming transfer window for being allocated. Yeah, that's just normal news, isn't it? But yeah, look, the idea of having Gyokeres and Cunha up front sounds great. But it doesn't sound great if you've got Cunha there. I mean, and Mbuemo as well. I'll be honest. You need someone that's going to unlock the defense for him a little bit. 65% of his goals are in transition. Suits us to a T, right? The other bits of goals is actually quite class. Like whether it's a penalty or, a header in the box because it's from a low block. He does make his own chances. I give him that. People think that I keep comparing to Nunes. Nunes isn't rubbish. He just can't finish. So that's what makes him rubbish. Dribbling, causing havoc. Remember, Captain Chaos? I don't mind a bit of Captain Chaos. But as long as you can finish your dinner, then you're already onto a good move right there. Darwin Nunes isn't crap. I actually quite like him. It's just, yeah, that whole finishing part. I don't look at Gyokeres and say you can't finish. Yeah, his ball IQ can be a bit suspect. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if United fans will say never, but as it stands, I just don't see us getting Gyokeres. I would probably focus on the lap as it stands, and maybe Mateta if we're lucky. I'm hoping we switch targets. I'm hoping we switch targets minimum. But anyways, I've been rambling on for quite a while. Who else is live? Can we get anyone else that is live at the moment? And big up to anyone that subscribed and liked the video. I don't know what likes we're on. We're on 81 likes. I might just chat to you lot for the next 5-10 minutes. Fuck it. Can we get this to 100 likes? Whether you're on your laptops, your tablets, your phones, you all know where the like button is. every single one of you know where the like button is. Don't lie. Don't be cheeky. And don't start thinking like, oh, I'm just gonna. These guys waffling. I am waffling. I waffle every day, man. Sometimes, you know what? The most surreal thing is like, I'm not even hearing a voice backwards, right? Back to me. I'm talking to you guys directly to a camera. I'm technically talking to myself. You know how bad it is? I'm talking into a camera basically to myself, and I'm talking to people that are typing stuff back. How does no one get flipping tired of doing this? Honestly, it's mental. We only get a chance for Gyokeres if you win Wednesday. Yeah, for sure. Big up Kush, man. Love to see that as well. I've got, if anyone's interested in a Discord, trust me, it's not toxic. You might enjoy it, but for any active users as well, this is that. It's right there. So if you see that link, you can literally go smash that. Yeah, you want Isak to Arsenal because that opens the door to York. Yeah, but Isak's not going to go Arsenal. Let's be honest. Isak's not going anywhere. What's this? A team. Oh yeah, it's going to be out soon. Castmate, simple players want challenges. So think about like this. Imagine if they are one to revive United and bring them back to the top. I say this all the time though, George. I pretty much say this all the time. I say, you know, the ones that are remembered for reviving Manchester United, trust me, that goes down in history bigger than someone's Premier League. I promise you. Is Yoran Delo fit? From what I can tell, I think because Euro's got involved, especially in the pictures and stuff, unless it was done before, I think Euro's going to be fit. I'm not too sure about the other stuff. I think we'll know a little bit more tomorrow. But who's live? Who can we raid that's live at the moment? I haven't seen anyone there. Maybe because I just don't subscribe to anyone. Lee live. I mean, what else is there? Should we just go raid Lee? Let's go raid Lee then. I don't know if anyone else. Go raid Lee? Yeah, let's go raid Lee. Why not? George, is George live right now? I didn't know George is live. Let me check that. Someone got the link. I don't see him. Durag Diaries, yeah. It's not popping up for me. Oh, he is live. Cool. Let's go raid George, man. Everyone in here can raid George. Everyone. And go smash a like and say Tottenham is shit, something like that. All right, there we go. I'm going to be back tomorrow, midday. So yeah, definitely going to do something. I'm going to have a panel tomorrow as well. I ain't even done a preview, but you know what? We'll go more in depth into this Europa League stuff and talk lots of shit on Tottenham. How about that? There we go.